Hi everybody, Tom Ball from Sun Racing here. Delighted to be joined by young buck, brilliant trainer in the making, George Boughey, who is here with me to discuss his training career so far and the wonderful season he is having so far. Great to have you along, George. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good to be here.
Great stuff. Obviously, you started really well this season. It's been a fantastic, fantastic campaign for you so far. You've got a strike rate of 33%. For someone who's just started in the training ranks, what's your secret?
Well, I'm not sure it's really a secret, but no, look, the horses have been running well all season so far, and it was always a bit of a worry going into lockdown whether they come out the other side and still be able to sort of produce the goods. And that we've bought some horses who we thought could win multiple races, and they have. Sam Haggis and I, mainly my horses in training are the ones that are winning at the moment. We've got some 2-year-olds still to run. But look, we bought horses that we thought might be well handicapped. They were proven horses. All of them, run plenty of times. But they've gone from strength to strength recently, really.
Absolutely, they certainly have. For people who may not know so much about you, obviously you've just started out, you're making big waves, but if people who might not know so much about Saffron House and your facilities, how did you come to be there, and are they growing all the time? Is your kind of ambition to be there for a good time to come?
Yeah, it is. I actually started a little bit further down the road in Newmarket at Red House Stables, which we trained our first few winners out of there, and was a great sort of start. But George Scott used to train in Saffron House, and it's a bit bigger, and I was sharing at the time. And look, we're on our own there now, and it's good. We've got I had a barn of 24, and we've now got another barn that we've just moved into. So look, we've got room to grow there, and it's a nice facility. So it's somewhere where that I think we can grow, and without growing too fast. I want to keep the quality up, and be able to keep training winners rather than just having horses for the sake of it, really.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I know you started out with Hugo Palmer. How much do you think you've changed, or how much have you kept in terms of training methods from kind of his influence, if you will?
I think quite a lot. We still speak a lot of the time. I'm currently doing a bit of a different thing to what Hugo does, in the way that Hugo's always had majority of horses have been 2-year-olds, and he's a very good 2-year-old trainer. And also his older horses, he's had great success with older horses. He won the Northumberland Plate this year with Caravan of Hope, but we didn't really have that many 2-year-olds to start with, so I've had to go a slightly different way about it. But yeah, there are some similarities, and I imagine as my career goes forward, we hope we will have more 2-year-olds, and then we'll see a slightly different type of horse, probably.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, Hugo, when you were there, he had a great success with Galileo Gold and the Guineas and Covert Love and the Irish Oaks. How much of a part did you have to play in that?
Well, I was only a small cog in what was a big wheel then. When we started, when I started there, I think we had about 35 horses, and it grew and grew. And no, I wasn't a big part, but everyone has their part to play in a yard. He was ridden fantastically by Toby Atkinson. This is Galileo Gold, but we were there at the races with him, and we trained him every day. So look, it was a very small part, but
a vital one, no doubt.
No, well, I'm not sure, but I was down at the start with him most times.
So moving on now to, obviously you've had a fantastic season so far. A strike rate for someone who has just started out like you have, it's pretty spectacular to have got so far in such a short time. How much emphasis do you put on the correct placement of horses? Because you've been very clever at picking the right races for the right horses. Do you think that's as important as training the horses themselves?
I think initially you've got to have the horses in the right place, and they've got to be fit and ready to go. But I think I'd spend quite a lot of my time plotting where they go, because if they're not in the right race, they can't win. So look, it's a lot behind the scenes for me that goes into it of trying to run the horses in the right races. But obviously there's times where horses can't win and there isn't the right race for a horse. But at the moment I'm trying to run them where they can win, and look, it's going the right way, and that's what I sort of plan on doing going forward, really.
Definitely. How many horses do you have at the moment? Because I know you obviously just started out, but it's growing all the time. And if you had to put a kind of a marker, a target over the next 5 years, what would that be in terms of success?
Well, we started with 4 horses about a year ago now, and we've got 26 in. But look, we're very happy at Saffron House, and there's room for 48 there. And look, my main thing, it's not really at the moment, it's not really numbers. It's, you know, we're happy there, and we just want to keep improving horses that we get sent, which is the main thing. You know, I'd like to train a lot of horses in time, but I'm very happy to, you know, I'm more than happy to go through the process of getting to that stage. I just want to basically try and get the best out of every horse that we get sent.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen you've been using David Probert quite a bit recently. He's one of your more used jockeys. I mean, how much do you rate him? Because I've always thought he's a fantastic and quite underrated jockey as well. He's been doing a cracking job so far for you, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's ridden a couple of winners for us recently, and I think he rides 2 for me at Wolverhampton on Sunday. I just like to use the best available, really, and David's agent put him forward, and he was the best available when Kieran Schumacher, who also rides a lot for me, had to go to ride one for Charlie Hills at Newmarket, and so it was more by coincidence than anything. But yeah, look, there's lots of very good jockeys, and it's nice to have, you know, a good team of jockeys on side, really.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that your Saffron House is very near Newmarket. Do you go and use their facilities quite a lot? Is it great to have the Heath right next to you?
Yeah, it is. Look, we're a stone's throw from the racecourse, but we've got Warren Hill, which is about 20 minutes walk away. So yeah, look, we've got fantastic facilities there. I mean, I said in an interview the other day, you know, I think they're second to none, and the Jockey Club do a fantastic effort, you know, to keep them as well as they are, you know.
Absolutely. I know obviously it's not a great subject to talk about, but we have to talk about COVID-19. How much has that had an effect on you? Obviously, for a slightly smaller stable, do you think it's had less of an impact, or how would you see it?
Yeah, I'd say it probably has had less of an impact. I try and have a positive outlook on everything, and it's actually almost condensed my season. You know, it's probably made it 10 weeks shorter, 8-10 weeks shorter. And when we didn't have as many horses, it's been able to, you know, we've had the horses running now rather than they would have been running in March, and we wouldn't have had anything to run now. So not that we're running out of horses, but it's made the season a little bit shorter for us, and you know, we can, yeah, it's condensed the season. So it's not like I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, and that's probably where I fall. Yeah.
Definitely. And obviously, you've only just started. So, and the fact that there have been so many race courses that haven't yet got going because of the virus. Is there a race course in your mind that you'd actually?
Just lost you there. Hello.
Sorry, I lost you there for a second.
Sorry, I lost you for a minute there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Did you manage to get that question? Or
No, I missed that. Sorry.
I was just saying. Obviously, with the virus, there have been a few race courses that haven't yet been up and running. Quite a few, in fact. Is there a specific race course or race courses that you're really looking forward to running horses, because you may not have had the chance to just yet?
I think Chester would be the place. And look, Chester, we used to have quite a few winners there when I was at Hugo's, and the May meeting was something that was sorely missed by lots of owners. You know, they're so well looked after there, and it's quite a unique track. And I'd have actually probably taken a 2-year-old there early doors for the Lily Agnes at the May meeting. But yeah, look, it's sad that some of these tracks haven't got going again, but hopefully they will soon. And yeah, Chester would be that's where I want to take one when we get back going there.
Yeah, definitely. That would be something to see. Lastly, finally, George, one race you've got to nominate, one race that you'd love to
win. It's a bit of a cliche, but I mean, I think all the Group 1s are, you know, you'd love to win a Derby or an Arc, but at the moment, you know, I'm setting my sights a bit lower. You know, if we could have a big handicap winner at the end of the year, that would be great. Horse Songkran, who's won his last 3, he's a horse who might keep progressing, and you know, if he could win a big handicap at a big track, that would be great for me at the moment.
Yeah, Absolutely. He won very nicely earlier this week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or last week, I it was. But great stuff, George. Thank you very much indeed. Great to have you along, and best of luck for the future and for the rest of the season as well.
Top man. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Love it.